Good evening and welcome to Build Your Best Life with Coach Deborah D. Smith. I am super excited to have you here today. I hope you had a wonderful Tuesday. The weather seems to be nice. I know it's different temperatures around the world, but hopefully you had a nice day. Well, let me tell you, my theme for 2022 is this all about actions. It's all about actions because you know your words, your steps, your gestures, your facial expressions, what you write, the movement of your eyes, all speak volumes and are your actions. What your actions show to others is crucial. So make sure that you stop and think before you act. Thank you so much today. And I am super excited to have one of my favorite young men on here. He's been with me a couple of times. I'm glad to have him back. How are you today, RJ?
I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking.
And you're welcome. Now, my theme for April is releasing, building, and improving relationships. You know, research has found that people are so important to our lives. They're super important. Friendships can be lots of fun. And when you find the right friends, the next best thing is finding the right hangout. That makes it even better. So, friends, fun makes for a fantastic time. So, today, RJ and I are going to be talking about the landing. However, before we get started, we want RJ to tell everybody about himself.
Hello, my name is RJ Miller, or my full name is Ricardo Miller. The J stands for Junior. I am a student at the Tarrant County College down here in Fort Worth, Texas, the South Campus, because the Tarrant County College system has several different campuses. I'm also a work study student for the program called the Intercultural Network, which is a program that helps bring together the academic achievement gap between young Black men and overall just people in general, and the rest of the population throughout college. And that about some of my my little collegiate 60 seconds.
Great, great, great. I get so excited when I see young men that are energetic and are out doing things. I am so sorry. When I see young men that are out and doing things instead of sitting around, just wasting time. So I love it that you are enjoying school and working and having fun. So this is the time in your life when it is uh, great that you can, do those things. So that's great. All relationships are essential in our lives. Having friends has been found to make us happier. So, RJ, do you constantly make new friends or do you find yourself spending time with your childhood friends?
I would actually say it's a good combination of both. I still have after graduating high school, a lot of people always tell you, oh, your high school friends, they'll dwell off to the past and everything like that. You'll make new friends in college. But surprisingly enough, I end up keeping a good little blending of the two. Since I was the only friend out of my immediate friend group that had gone directly out of high school into community college, I ended up having to make pretty much make my own. The first semester was all online, so that was a bit jarring for me, being a very very social person. But after I'd actually gotten into person, I remember it was a cool time. The place where I actually made the most friends, the most new friends, that is, out here in college, was joining on campus programs, specifically my work study job as an intercultural network student. So in that job, I got to meet some other like-minded individuals, because the program initially was actually called, a few years back, was called the Men of Color Collaborative, which was just purely made to see young men of color close the academic achievement gap from everybody else in college. So initially, I was in the program, and I was just enjoying my time. Was the point of me being a staff member inside that job was pretty much to go out, recruit, talk to other students, help plan programming in creative ways that could attract other students, and make some graphics, and was to do some public speaking as well. So overall, it's just pretty much tailored exactly for me. But anyways, that was all exposition for this next part for making one of the most long-lasting friends that I've actually had so far here in my experience in college. Was actually a close friend that I met now named Javon, which was actually a very, very funny story. Was I was sitting inside my office and my boss told me, "Hey, RJ, you see that young man walking out there?" It was in the middle of it was August, so it was fall, but it was Texas. So Texas is gonna be pretty hot. So it's the middle of a Texas day. And I see this young man walking around in like this was it in this in like this beige suit, full suit down. Was it got the brown leather shoes on, everything like that. It's like, yeah, that young man right there, that's exactly what we want for the program. Why don't you go ahead and recruit him? I was just like, okay, yeah, sure. All right, cool. I'll go get him. So I walked outside. Hey man, what's up? And just like he turned around, and was like, huh? Oh yeah, what's up, man? I was like, all right, yeah, cool. What's up, man? Can you come over here for a second? I was like, yeah, what's up? Go ahead, introduce myself, shake his hand. He's like, hey man, my name's RJ. He's like, oh, my name's Javon. I'm just like, no way. So the funny thing is, right? His name is Javon. Was one of my closest friends all the way back from sixth grade, back in middle school. His younger brother's name is Javon. So what was it? And they'd actually was it, another crazy thing is they're both from the same city, all the way back out in Killeen, Texas. So as soon as he told me his name was Javon Offer, I just had this huge smile across his face. I'm like, yo, no way, man. Me and this guy just hit off immediately. Great friends from the very start. So me and this guy it turns out as our friendship grows and it blossoms and everything like that, we gain to have a mutual understanding that we both have very, very high aspirations in life for wanting to be different, stand out from the crowd, was always going to achieve the best that we can in school, achieve the best that we can in the program, and, was just really get the best of all that we can. So I not only made that friend here in college and everything like that and grew my friendship with him and now all my other coworkers, and he's actually become a coworker of mine too, getting hired onto my job, ironically enough. But I've also built a circle of other like-minded individuals like that as well. And then pulling in the people who I've met all throughout my childhood and everything like that. I literally just came back from one of my friend Mark's house, who I've known him since fifth grade. So as I came off of work at TCC, called him and said, hey man, I'm gonna come by, just hang out, shot some hoops and everything like that. Keeping the balance of both the long-term friendships and everything like that, and keeping the new friendships, because everybody has some great value to bring into your life.
That's amazing. And it's so ironic that you mentioned, standing out, not trying to blend in and be the same. And the information that your dad has been teaching this week, today he was talking about, it doesn't matter about trying to please other people. We always want to please other people and want to make sure that they like what we wear, like how we wear our hair, what we do and how we act. And we really shouldn't. So, I love that you said, you don't worry about that, you and Javon, that, you do your own thing. You got your own style, your way of doing things, and you stand out. And that's what, is very, very important. You should want to stand out and not fit in. So that's amazing. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, some of the known benefits of friends are, I said this before, that they boost your happiness. If you have friends, they tend to reduce the stress that a lot of people have. They help some people improve their self-confidence. They help you cope with maybe the loss of a family member, because if you're in a family, of course, the family is going to go through that together. But you may have some things that you want to share and you don't necessarily want to share with a family member. So a friend is a good shoulder to have to lean on. And friends encourage each other. And sometimes you can, where a parent may tell someone that something they're doing is risky, they just like, don't want to hear it. But a friend will say the same thing, and they may say, yeah, okay, I really probably shouldn't do that. As well as a friend can help you to not be isolated. We have a lot of mental health issues going on now, and that's because, some people, some maybe because they want to, but others, find that because they are different, they tend to get by themselves and they're loners, and then that causes them stress. But that's none of those things are good. So what do you think about that? About the things that a friendship can assist you in doing to make you better?
There's actually a plethora of great things that can come from having a healthy friendship. So one of the great things that I believe that can be produced from having great friendship is both reducing your stress and increasing your happiness. There have been multiple times in which I've come into class or coming to work, right? And I remember one of my closest friends and coworkers, Rinzia, she's one of the people inside of our office who no matter what the situation is, she can tell whenever my mood's a little bit down. Because usually when I come in the office, I'm shining this big bright smile, saying, "Hey man, what's up?" Dapping everybody up, chill. What was it? Usually whatever it was, we have like a little tradition inside of our office. Anytime somebody comes in, everybody just shouts their name and just turns around and says, like, "Hey!" Was everybody just points down, just go around, shake everybody's hand. So she can usually tell even whenever I do go around and shake everybody's hand, try and shoulder on past the day, she can usually tell whenever something's a little bit off. So I remember there were plenty of times where either going through some relationship troubles or going through some troubles at home or things like that. She's came up to me and asked me, just like, "Hey man, what's up?" I can just be an ear for you to talk to, just someone to vent to, and just talk, really make sure that you feel heard. So even in that instance, like she's been an amazing friend for just me being able to have somebody to talk to, right? And then another instance, having someone to improve your self-confidence and having someone to be able to help, feel like you have of kin, kind of, not really close to blood or anything like that, but like you feel like they understand where you're coming from. That's where my friend Javon comes in again, right? We actually just came back from a leadership conference about 2 weekends ago. And I remember during this conference, me and him we were both just sitting there. I remember we were getting ready. It was out in Miami. So getting ready to go out and eat. I just I ironed up my shirt, ironed up my pants, put on a nice little button up, everything like that. I think I threw on like my glasses and everything. I was like, all right, cool, I'm sharp. Brushed my hair on the sides and everything. He was like, "Man, RJ," he's just like, "What was it?" Because me and him had this whole thing going on that we're always trying to one up each other, force each other to get better and progress and go farther. Right. So he looked at my outfit, he's like, "Man, RJ, bro, you beat me again, bro." Let's just say, "Hey man, hey, it's cool." Just like, "Nah, bro. Next trip, next conference, I got you." Coming out stepping. I was like, "Okay, I feel nice now. I feel nice." So before getting ready to go out, he made me gassed me up, got my self-esteem higher. And then another great example actually is me and him both love to work out. So going back into that whole, always trying to one up each other, always challenging each other to raise the bar higher. So especially during our workouts, right? They'll always me and him, we usually toss leadership between each other. One day he'll be leading out a workout, one day I'll be leading out a workout. And usually whenever it comes out to a workout that's like gonna be based off of like high repetitions, gonna be doing like 15 to 25 to 35 kind of sets. He always looks at me and says, "All right, RJ, we're gonna go in hard for this one, right?" I'm just like, "Hey, however many you do, I'm doing 10 more." I'm just like, "However many you do, I'm doing 10 more." It's like we just keep on going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So then by the end of that, right, we're both sitting there, sweaty, dressed up, got a really, really great workout in. By the end, we're both just sitting there complimenting each other. So, "All right, man, I see you. I see your biceps growing, everything like that." It's like, "No, man, I see yours." So it just, always just bouncing off each other, sharing that positive energy and just it. Like I believe that positivity and good energy, it usually has like kind of a rubber ball effect. If you take a rubber ball and you throw it in a really, really small room, the real hard is going to end up bouncing against the wall. It's just going to keep on bouncing off each wall. Now, I mean, physics isn't going to allow it to bounce forever. However, friendship, chemistry, energy, everything like that, those things don't have to apply by the laws of physics. So those things can bounce around for what seems like forever. So that based on our friendship, I met him last semester. Me and him our rate of growth and our trajectory hasn't slowed down a bit. He's studying school to become a nurse. I'm studying school to become a public speaker. Both of us are on the exact same path we were when we started, and we're 10 times more on fire than we were whenever we first met each other. So it's amazing to see not only that friendship, but that competitive nature to want to see your close friend, almost like your brother, strive to become better, and then want to see the same thing in you. So it also is a great way to continue just striving and get the best out of yourself.
Right. And that's amazing. And that goes to show that, you don't have to, like y'all have a friendly competition. You don't have to like go against someone and then it ends up being like, well, who does he think he is? He's trying to outdo me, but it can be friendly and done among friends. And it's just so much fun. I mean, I bet y'all just have so much fun. Because I actually saw the picture where you were talking to this group where you took your shirt off. And, yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I
Was
know
it?
y'all have fun.
That's definitely. Funnily enough, he was actually at that exact same conference, and just before that, he was telling me, what was it? Him and another close friend I have, named Davino. Was it like I remember they were getting ready to announce they were getting ready to announce the scholarships. They were just like, oh yeah, boys, we're going to be announcing the Catalyst Scholarship for those who feel like they've gathered the most from this conference, and they're going to put all these lessons that they learned into their next chapter of life whenever they leave from here. And then was it my friend Davino Javon just looked at me. I was just like, yo guys, come on. I'm just like, hey, that it was. I'm just like, it's not guaranteed to be me, bro. Like for real, it's just like no. Was my friend Davino was just like RJ, bro. Like he pushed me. Is like, bro, come on now, come on. And my friend Javon was just like, yeah, man, hey, that's you, that's all you, bro. That's all you. I was like, I don't know, man. As soon as I finished saying that, was it the person went up to the front, the speaker announcing the award. She said, and this person used to always ask questions, everything like that. And anytime that there was some kind of initiative to put together a group, which actually there was a time to the announcer didn't know this, but she gave an example to say, and this young man, whenever someone else was assigned to make a group for a networking session, he reached out to that person that was assigned towards the networking group and said, hey, let's get together because I already have a lot of phone numbers here and we can work together. The leader and the person who was announcing that didn't know that that was me and Javon. Was that me and him already knew each other coming from TCC? Like the only was, I mean, I would have done that with anyone, but I was even more happy and was even more just offer up, just like, hey man, let's collaborate on this. Like, let's make this a deal. So what was it? They didn't know that, but me and him just looked at each other, and it was just it was automatic. It was second nature for us at that point. So yeah, it was just another great time that you can see like the friendship and the bond just helped each other just elevate to the next level.
That's great. I love that. Good job. Well, many booming cities, like Miami, Jacksonville did have one at one point, but they have they call it the landing. I think Miami calls theirs Bay. Is it Baywatch or Bay something? But it's a lot of them call it the landing. But in these shops, they have restaurants. You can go shopping. They'll have like concerts outside, and most of these are on the waterfront. I know the one in Miami is on the waterfront. The one here in Jacksonville was on the waterfront, but maybe we got rid of it. But I think it's a nice place for young people to get together because there are different things that you can do in a safe space, and it's really, really nice. So in Dallas, do y'all have anything similar to that? Where y'all like to hang out?
What was it? So, for example, for me, right? I'm usually pretty busy, usually either doing school or work. However, whenever me and my friends do get an opportunity to go out and have fun, it feels like we have almost too many options. Was even in the local DFW area, just Dallas is a huge city within itself. A lot of people really sleep on Dallas, not knowing that it's in the same conversation as huge cities like LA, huge cities like was like the Miami area. Like there's plenty of stuff to do. And I actually just learned that what was it? Another one of my close friends' moms had told me that there was man, it's at the very tip of my tongue, but it's an area out in Dallas where they have where they pretty much have a whole bunch of food trucks, and it's called like the Treehouse Garden or something like that. And the food trucks they cycle through, they have various different food trucks come at various different weeks and different points and stuff like that, and they have live music going on as well. And it's also very, very pet friendly. So a lot of people will bring like their tiny little dogs and everything like that. So it's a really, really nice environment. But that's just one example out in the Dallas area that there's 1.5 million more that I could give off in Dallas. But what was it in the Fort Worth area just last week? Me and another one of my close friends were going down there to go towards an arts festival that they usually have in the downtown Fort Worth area near the stockyards. They have those. They also had also had the arts festival where they had live performance music. They had various different local artists just showing off their talent and everything like that. And then this upcoming weekend they also have something coming up for Easter in downtown Fort Worth. And there's just overall a whole bunch of events always going down in the area. You just really have to be really have to actually not even really have to be keen about it. Just search upon your laptop events happening in the city near me or whatever. Guarantee there's gonna be something going on. There's actually a top 3 that happened from that were a major part of my childhood, and now that I'm as a young adult, I want to take those and share those with my friends that didn't have the opportunity to have them. But the top 3 I would give people if you live in the DFW area is Fort Worth 4th, Number one fireworks show I've ever seen. They shot off live artillery back in, I think, 2017, 2018. I
Mhm.
remember like it was yesterday. Just saw this huge bullet looking thing go up in the sky, see a flash of light, feel heat, and then just boom. Oh, like it
Wow.
was crazy. Top tier fireworks show. So that's really just in downtown Fort Worth. Like was there's 1.5 million places where you can go and look at it. You can go to the top of a parking garage to if you have a friend who lives in a high rise apartment in that area. If you have honestly even just parks nearby, there's plenty of places nearby as well. And Panther Island Pavilion, my bad, is actually where they usually host the park where that entire event is hosted. So that was just one. There's a second one that's also called the Fort Worth. Oh, was it Fort Worth Hot Air Balloon Festival, where they have over 30 hot air balloons. I don't know if many people have actually seen hot air balloons in real life, but those things are massive, like huge, like otherworldly huge. So you get to go out there and just see all these hot air balloons get blown up. There's live music going out there. It's almost pretty much like a state fair, but it's a one night event, and they have all these hot air balloons get blown up. They have nice food trucks. Like what was it? I remember one of my favorite things to go to was they had this lemonade truck it's pretty much at every major Texas event. They're almost famous for lemonade at this point. There's those lemonade stands, there's funnel cakes, there's turkey legs, there's all this different stuff. So there's the hot air balloon festival, there's a Fort Worth Fourth, and then thirdly, let's see, I'll just go with was actually this one's a really easy one, especially if you're a young person, college student. Was it going to a local university's basketball or football game? What was it done just recently? I just came to come and hang out with my friend Jordan. I just wanted to go and pick him up from the UTA campus. While I was driving through there, I was like, man, there's a whole bunch of traffic. I was like, it's just a random Thursday afternoon. Why is there so many people out here just walking around? And then I picked up him and his other friend was like, oh, bro, it's a basketball game today. And I was like, bro, I mean, personally, like I love basketball, but I don't keep up with I mean, it's odd that I don't keep with my own city's basketball team, college wise, but
Right.
I don't keep up with it. But there's hundreds of people just walking around, just having a great time, and then you actually get to go inside there. Was it the tickets for these games are usually really really cheap, or even if you don't go inside for the tickets, it's a university campus, so it's going to have plenty of stuff to do outside and just on the campus. Was it's just overall a great time, and there's almost always some kind of collegiate event going on whenever it comes to sports, so that's another great opportunity to find something fun to do.
Oh, that's great that you have somewhere to go and spend time with friends now that COVID is easing up and you can get out. So are all these places, do you feel like they're safe places for for your age group?
Yes, 100%, 100%. What was it?
Good.
I remember like actually the Fort Worth Fourth and the Hot Air Balloon Festival. My parents took me to them whenever I was like this small, like 6 years old, and they was completely fine to just like let me run off and just go and go up and watch the hot air balloons or run off and go and watch the fireworks being shot off in the sky. These events are family friendly. So what was it? At least like if those two are the ones just sponsored by the city of Fort Worth. If you're going to the college basketball games, there's a cop around every corner. So you're definitely gonna be making sure that everybody there is safe and that there are several gates, several pieces of security watching out and everything like that. So was all three of those events very, very safe and very, very accessible for anyone looking to have a great and safe time with a group of friends.
Well, that is wonderful because with my niche in working with teenagers and young adult males, one of the things I worry about a lot is safety. Because I feel like your age, you want to get out and have fun, and your parents, some are like on the fence about just letting you go 100% or keeping tabs on you, but I'm pretty sure they get anxious as well. So knowing that the places are safe, that's good. Because like you're saying, with the cops on every corner, not every city does that, so that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you look for when you're choosing a friend or accepting someone's offer of friendship?
Well, personally, for me, one of the things I like to look for, just overall in any relationship that I'm looking to pursue, and was it looking to sow more seeds and sow more water into, is ambition, and really was really having a desire to see growth in life. Was I mean, like that's something that I mean, although you may not get it with every friendship, it is definitely a characteristic that I'm usually looking for with a lot of my friends because I mean, knowing me, like, what was it? I'm still deciding the exact title that I want to go for my career, but was it the major thing that I keep on landing on is motivational public speaking. And knowing that it's just in my heart to want to was it speak motivational words and just see other people's lives inspired and see other people's lives changed. Either was it so was it with that just being in was innate within myself, right? Either they're going to get annoyed or I'm going to get annoyed whenever it comes to talk. Was it me having a conversation with you? Because eventually I'm going to want to bring up progression and, going out there and achieving the next step. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to talk about grand dreams. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to talk about, how to really get to it, get to the next step and where you want to go. There's actually a running joke in in my current friend group here at TCC is that I like to use I guess sophisticated diction, and one of the words that I said one of the words that I say a lot is logistically, because I would like to be planning out different events and everything like that. So one of my friends, like, I remember we had like this grand plan for an event that we wanted to plan for our office, and now it's just like, oh, how would that work out logistically though? And they're like, oh, here comes RJ giving logistic. I was like, hey bro, come on, we got to be realistic here. I was like, oh, okay, all right, bro. So let's really get on it. So that's one of the things I like to look for: ambition, everything like that. And then another thing that I like to look for, obviously, good chemistry, being able to actually enjoy having a good time with this person. And was it one of the indicators I feel like for that was not only being able to have great conversations in the time that you are talking, but the times where you're not talking, it's okay, it's fine. Like, I remember whenever I was younger, like, I used to be sitting there thinking that the awkward silences, they made me anxious. I was just like, okay, I feel like I got to say something. If in that relationship, friendship, be it whatever it is, you feel anxious, you feel like you have to throw something in there was it for the awkwardness to die down? There may be something you need to address in the connection that you have with that person, because was it being able to enjoy the quiet and silent times, being able to enjoy your own time with that person, separate, not saying anything while still being in the same space, was his goal. It's perfect. Like, was it on the Miami trip while me and Javon were sharing a room together? I remember there were plenty of times we had some long late night conversations, but there were plenty of times where I'm just sitting there on my phone doing my own thing. He's sitting there reading a book and just enjoying the space. Like, it's just a good time overall. Like, but then immediately there afterwards, I'd be sitting there, talk about a funny video, bring it up, and we just sit there, talk about it for like 20 minutes, about a 30-second video. So was it like, obviously, chemistry and also being able to sit with the sounds is a great thing as well. And then lastly, I feel like one of the things that makes it very, very easy is not only finding someone that you have something in common with, but finding someone that you have something in common with that you're passionate about. Because I mean, I love basketball. I really, really do love it. And being in love with playing the sport and being in love with just keeping up with it and everything like that whenever it comes to the NBA? If I meet someone else who can match that same kind of energy and passion, even if that's the only thing we have in common, there are so many conversations that we can have. Yes. I have watched countless hours of basketball YouTube videos, and if this person has watched half of them, we have at least several hours worth of conversation just that one sitting. So that's just using basketball as an example. You could also go into skateboarding. I mean, at my local campus at the Tarrant County College, I'm also planning to be starting a skateboarding club. I'm not the greatest skateboarder. I love skateboarding, but I'm not the greatest skateboarder. But just simply rolling around with the skateboard and then just going up and talking to other guys with skateboards, it's ballooned to a group of I think we're easily over like 12, 15 people, where initially we were struggling to get 5. Like, the group was ballooning at a very, very rapid rate. So all these guys, like, it's just a great thing because we're all just mutually enjoying the same thing. And not only in that, so finding someone that is passionate about what you're passionate about. But then also, I feel like on the other side, in something that you may not be passionate about, but you hold curiosity in. Because the thing that I feel like is what's spurring the constant chemistry and constant sparks with the people here in the skateboarding club is the curiosity. Although all of us may not be the greatest skateboarders, we ain't Tony Hawk or anything like that, but we all are curious and we love to figure out how to do the trial and error of learning the sport. So that's what really brought us all in together and what really brought us in as community. So being able to remain curious and having something that you can share that curiosity about, exchange ideas and everything like that. Someone that you can sit in the silences with and enjoy also just great conversations with, and someone who's ambitious. And this is the last little bonus one, just because I just remembered it actually talking and having in our meeting today at work, is someone that you can have an open dialogue with, someone that you can agree to disagree with. Right. This is something that I didn't really value whenever I was younger, because I never really thought about it. I was just like, oh, okay, if we're having a discussion and we're talking on 2 different points, we're having an argument. And obviously we're having an argument, we're not going to be able to be cool. Wow, breaking news was I had a breaking news moment whenever I started to get older. That's not always the case. It's not
Right.
always the case. So what was it? There are plenty of instances. One of the favorite things that are was that is oddly enough love to be talked about inside of our office is relationships. And various people have all these different opinions and different views on relationships, from dating to marry to, was it where young women should find stuff out to, was it what is the role of, was it the girl inside of a relationship, all this other different stuff. All these guys have all these different various opinions. And at the end of the day, what was it? Don't get me wrong. We're all, was it? So, sometimes we'll be sitting there raising our voices, oh no, I don't agree with that. This, that, whatever. We'll be sitting there, getting really, really energetic about it. But at the end of the day, we'll sit there, hey, all right, cool. Was I may not like your opinion. I may not agree with, but I can respect you. All right, cool. We can dap it up, be cool with it, and move on.
Right.
That is an otherworldly kind of peace of mind that you can have whenever you have that relation with someone else. Like literally, was this another person that I brought up? My friend Davino. Was it? He's only 1 year older than me, but I feel like he has so much wisdom, right? So I remember me and him, we had a very large contrast in what our ideals were for relationships. And I remember we talked about this for like an hour and a half. And usually for me, I'm used to being the person who, was given enough talking, I can usually convince somebody. And he was not moving. I was just like, dude, okay. So I was sitting there. I was at a certain point. We just got to one just continuous loop. We just kept on going up the same point, same point, same point. I was like, man, dude, I don't think we're gonna be getting anywhere. It's like, yeah, man, I told you we ain't gonna get anywhere. I was just like, you're right. Oh well. Anyways, all right. But I was like, hey, I can respect your opinion. He's like, hey, man, I can respect it too. I was like, all right, cool. So we're gonna play basketball. I was like, yeah, sure. Just moved on. Just went on past it. I was like, hey. What was it? I mean, for me, I feel like one of the things that you should keep in mind whenever you're having those agree to disagree moments is that although you may have wanted to bring this person to your side, you never know when in the future having that knowledge or that perspective may be useful. Because now sitting down in life, at my time in my experience here during college, met people from all different walks of life. Was it walks of life that I never would have even thought that I would have had any kind of knowledge or experience in? And getting to have conversations with these people and learn about them, they've directly applied and helped me in networking opportunities with professionals. So like, whether it's going to be helping you in a professional realm, a professional area, or even just talking to a close friend. You never know whenever all these different various perspectives and different experiences from other people can help you in your own personal journey in life. So always keep an open mind. I guess actually you can sum it up like that. Another major amazing characteristic to have for when looking for a friendship is someone with an open mind.
All right. Yeah. That's good. And you can learn, like you say, so much, even though you were agreeing to disagree. And, you had some, moments where your adrenaline was moving, but you still was, you were able to give all the facts on your point of view, and so was your friend, but you learn what they were saying, and then later on you're able to use that. It was interesting when I was doing my book and I researched Shad Khan, who is the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and when he immigrated to the United States, he was very, very poor. But I guess he had a scholarship or whatever to college. But when he was in college, he got in this fraternity, but he would sit and just listen. And that's how he learned about investing. And so he's very, very rich now. If he owns the Jaguars, he owns, I think, a hockey team and another football team in London. So it pays to have those different conversations and also listen and get as much information as you can.
100%. Yes, 100%.
All right. What are some fun indoor and outdoor activities that are suitable for one or two people?
So one of my favorite go-tos would be this, right? I mean, obviously I was just advocating for it. Skateboarding club. I believe that So instead, actually, I'll give this a little stipulation. I believe that longboarding, although it may be a little bit more of an expensive venue, a little bit more of an expensive initial investment. Longboarding is way easier than skateboarding. With the wheels are bigger, you can roll over more stuff, everything like that. I was literally talking to a friend yesterday as well. Somebody else who's also a part of skateboarding club at TCC. That that skateboarding he described it as literally having an Xbox, but without the need for Wi-Fi, and he can do it wherever he wants. So he was just like, man. He told me, he's like, dude, whenever I used to spend the most of my money, because he was actually helping me build a budget for the rest of my month and everything like that. He was like, man, one of the things I spent the most money on was whenever I was just chilling, sitting inside, and I was just trying to figure out something to do. Now I got this, man. Like I can literally just go out, just literally for hours at a time, just sit there practicing tricks, just rolling off of stuff, just doing whatever. I was like, man, yeah, that's true, dude. Like we literally have like entertainment in our hands. I mean, like it's $100, $150 investment, and that thing can last you for years. Like I've had one of my first skateboard was I think I've had it for over 2 years now at this point. It's beaten up, it's battered, but that thing can still roll like the first day I got it. So was it skateboarding is an amazing great outdoor activity you can have. I feel like it's a great entry level activity for anyone. Like I mean, obviously I love basketball, but not everybody is wanting to go out there and get sweaty and jump everywhere and jump around everything like that and sprint up and down a court. Skateboarding is a great activity for anyone from any form of fitness to any form of just any form of interest, really. It's just a great entry level kind of activity they can do whenever you're looking for just experiencing more in nature. And definitely major tip: ride the skateboard on some flat ground, like find a parking lot or something, because you don't want to fall. And then number two thing, this one's actually an odd one. It's something that I recently discovered, but it was really really fun. Although it's way more tiring than I thought it was, but it's actually indoor rock climbing. What was it? Indoor rock climbing was really, really fun. I actually went with a close friend, was another close friend of mine that I met over at TCC. He had told me that he went rock climbing one time, and I remember he told me, "All right, dude, let's go rock climbing." I was like, "Oh, rock climbing, all right, cool." I remember doing rock climbing because I had all these memories of rock climbing, like over at my church and pathway, or over at youth camps, and I was like, "All right, cool, this is gonna be a breeze, man." Like I always do rock climbing really fast. Indoor rock climbing places are a different breed. They have their intro level ones for the beginners and everything like that, but they also have progressively harder ones, like progressively harder. So if you're looking to get a good workout in and really see your own personal growth in the skill, rock climbing is a great one to do. And the thing is, it can happen seasonal, and it's year round that you can enjoy it because these places are indoor. So one of the great things that you can usually do is I remember I went in there, was just like a little $25 day pass at the place that I went to. It's in downtown Fort Worth. It's called Summit. It's a $25 day pass to be able to use their rock climbing area. They give you the rock climbing shoes, you get some chalk, and they have a gym upstairs. So they give you like a whole tutorial to make sure you're good and everything like that and you're safe. And then the whole rock climbing area padded. So then literally as soon as you get up, if you start slipping, you fall. Oh, it's like falling on a cloud. So like I remember I literally spent, I think we were there for what? I think 3 hours. And the only reason we left is because our arms started getting too sore. So after that, we literally just went to go and eat somewhere. And then after we did that, we went to go and skateboard some more. So those were two great activities. And then I just gave two physical ones. So I'll switch it up and give you an alternative for those. So this one's telling a little inner kid within myself, but I think that I'll give a little bit of duality. I'll give a kid one, and I'll give like a little more mature one. But recently I rediscovered a love for actually just flying kites out here in Texas. The wind recently has been like 25 miles per hour kind of wind, so it's been ridiculously high winds. And I remember I told my friends, like, man, dude, I really wish I could fly a kite right now, because like we can't play basketball. The ball keeps on getting flown like 8 feet in the wrong direction. It's like, dude, I have a kite. I was just like, dude, for real? It's like, yeah. So I remember we just literally ran outside, flew a kite. I completely underestimated how entertaining that could be. So I remember just like sitting out there enjoying letting a kite fly out. So that's the little childish one, right? If you want to get in contact with your inner child, but I'll give it a little bit more of a mature one, right? So I'm just recently also I just finished reading a really really great book from one of the MCs and one of the speakers at the conference that I went to. So what I did, I just went out to a nice park. It's a park out in Duncanville. I think it's called Tiger Park or something like that. Really, really large park. Went out there, walked around the park for a little bit, just enjoyed taking nature. Because I feel like, my friend Javon agrees with me on this, and a few of my other fellow college students agree with me on this. But I used to give it a little stipulation beforehand that I felt old whenever I said it. But I feel like more people need to just go outside and just take in nature. You don't need to have the phone on you right now. Don't need to have the music, this out, whatever. So I literally just went out to this park and just went out there and enjoyed nature. So I went out there for the initial reason to go out and read a book. So I went out there, walked, found a nice little running stream of water. We sat there and read this book for about an hour or so. Time was just flying. By the time I looked up, it was dark. Well, it was starting to get darker. So I was like, okay, I need to get out of here because I have a terrible sense of direction. So I started walking back to my car. But I was like, man, that was a nice time. Like an easy way to burn like an easy hour. So that's a really, really great one outside. So it's just being out in nature, enjoying nature, and then flying a kite, finding a local park and flying a kite. Those are two great ones. And then another indoor one, for an example, is going to an arcade. Indoor arcades are amazing ways to pass by some time. Over spring break, I'd actually gone a road trip with a couple of friends I met here in college, and I remember one of these days we're all feeling pretty tired. We were out like super late the night before, and we were like, all right, cool. What are we gonna do tonight? What are we gonna do today? Because it was like 3 or 4 p.m. by that time. I was like, all right, um, I actually have an idea. So I just searched up. I was like, arcades near me because we were down in Austin. And you'd be surprised how much fun you can kill and how much time you can pass for very, very little money going to an arcade. Now I'm not talking about like Dave and Buster's, or I'm not talking about like Round One Entertainment or Main Event. I'm talking about places that are specifically arcades. Like those places are so cheap. They literally how they usually how they usually set their systems right is they usually have a pay to play. So as you go in there, you pay a flat rate, and then all the arcade games inside there you can just play forever. So as you go, because I remember the last arcade that I went to, I think I paid like $10, and then the hours were from that, what was it? That $10 got me from, I think, from 12 to 6 p.m. I could literally play any arcade game in there for however long I wanted. And that's another great opportunity to just meet other new friends and meet new people, because a lot of these arcade games are have multiple players and everything like that. So that's another great opportunity. So and then another way that some of these arcades do is they give you like a game card, and the game cards for these arcades that are just purely arcades are usually way cheaper than places like Main Event. So that's another great way to just kill some time. But if you're looking to get a little bit of both, bowling is also another great option. Me and a couple of my friends, I think it was 6 or 7 of us, spent like $100, bowled for 2 hours, and just overall had a really fun time. Which $100 between 6 people for 2 hours, it wasn't that bad a rate. I mean, we're still hungry. We were hungry afterwards because the place did not have good food at all. But it was a great way to just pass by some good time on a weekend, especially in it was a safe indoor place. I was not going to be worried about getting robbed inside the bowling alley. So it's this really great way to just find some time. Find some way to kill some time, make some good memories as a young adult.
Well, those are some very great places. So I hope our audience was listening. Because RJ gave us some very, very good activities that you can do, especially with the arcades. Now, see, I only thought that they had them like at Main Event and Dave and Buster's. I didn't know they just had an arcade space and it didn't cost that much. So that's excellent. You can just go and have lots of fun with that. And of course, the reading, because I love to read as well. So being in that quiet space and reading, it's just so relaxing. And like you say, time can just fly. And bowling, I haven't been bowling in a while. But young people, these are some very, sounds like fun activities that you can do inside as well as outside. So I hope you were taking note of this. If not, you need to play this again and listen. And RJ, just heads up, on a lot of these ships, they have the rock climbing walls.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And then I never heard, and it's probably just me, the kids all, I'm sure, know what it is, but now I've never heard of longboarding. So is that the same type as a skateboard? Is it something different?
Yes, so it's pretty much the exact same thing as a skateboard, right? However, it's larger, it's longer, and the wheels on it are much larger. Like say a normal skateboard wheel is about that big. A longboard wheel will be about this big and about this wide. Normal skateboard wheel is about this wide. Okay. So longboards, they provide you much more stability. You can go faster with them if you want to, and they also provide one of the things that usually catch skateboarders are either pebbles, acorns, or anything like that. Longboards rarely ever have to worry about getting ran over by any of those things. So longboards is just a much more stable option for those who are just looking to just cruise and not learn about any fancy tricks or anything like that.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, this has been fun. For my last question, can you please give your peers some advice on, you told us about a lot of different places, but on finding places to have fun together that are safe and not boring. So are there any others? Because you gave them a lot of places that sound like a lot of fun.
So one of the tips that I would give for it, right, is to look to try something new. was it one of the things that I've recently found to also enjoy is just walking around downtown. You'll be very, very surprised how much cool stuff is downtown. Now, was it keep in mind I am under 21 and anything like that. But I remember I was going downtown to go and help I think it was like a friend of a friend of a friend record a short film. So I was just playing as an extra in the short film and everything like that. And I remember after I'd finished recording my part and everything like that, I was just walking back. This was in downtown Dallas. It was in like a place where like the locals like really lived in the area. So when I was walking down, I was just like, what was it? And I remember initially thinking that in the times where I'd like just like briefly walk through Dallas, I was like, oh man, they're so boring. There's nothing to do in Dallas. In my, I think it was like 10-minute walk, right? Passed by 4 places playing live music. Just had like a whole full on band just playing. I was like, wow. Like was I we could just was it like just passing this tiny little strip in Dallas had 4 places playing live music. So if you love music, that's one easy way to look for something right there. Just go downtown and explore because they also have some great food places down there too. What was it? Another great thing to look for is looking for something that what was it? Try and put into analysis what you enjoy in your own time. What was it? Me personally, I know that I'm a major fan of the arts. What was it? So take some time, what was it? Figure out what you enjoy and try and find what category it is. Try and find out what it is that it's called. Because for a long time I didn't know what it was actually called. What was it? What exactly it was called? What I enjoyed. I thought it was just creative stuff. But then I found out it was the arts. The arts is everything like from plays to museums to actors to music to everything like that. So I found out I love the arts and everything like that, right? So
Right.
I looked searching my laptop? Was it fine arts festival near me? Fine arts exhibits near me. Found out museums are so cool. I mean, for me personally, right? Was I may be a little bit boring, but museums can have some amazing exhibits in there, especially the Modern Art Museum down here in Dallas Fort Worth area. The Modern Art Museum can have some of the most like trippy, cool visual stuff you'll ever see. And they also have museums specifically tailored for people who don't like conventional museums. Like was it like the I think it's called like illusionary arts museum where it's pretty much just a whole bunch of visual illusions where it's just like was you're looking down a hallway that's not really a hallway kind of thing. And that's a great place to go with either friends or just by yourself was and just overall have a great time. So museums and stuff like that if you enjoy the arts. But say like you're more of a sports person, like once again I go back to going back over to go and find like local college basketball games. Or was it like another alternative if you want to be more active in the area is just find like local gyms. Or was it either find local gyms or find like one of the larger gyms, like one of the big gyms inside the DFW area? I think it's around Mansfield. It's called the Epic. The Epic is literally like it's like a mega gym because it has a water park and has several full size basketball courts in it. So I mean, if you're looking to spend a little money and was it just drop some money on a day pass, you could literally go to a gym, get a workout, go play basketball, and then go to a water park. There's plenty of stuff to do if you just categorize what exactly you're looking for. So that's an athletic activity right there. That's a fine arts activity right there. There's music right there. And was like a last example I'll give, right, is was a person I also love taking photos. Was another great place to go to is if you're looking for like one of your like your cultural districts in your city. Like was it like one of my coworkers, she's Vietnamese and she told me to go down to the Asian market. I didn't realize it. She sent me down there for one thing, literally just to go and pick up like some sauce for some egg rolls. I think I spent like 30 minutes in that market just because like it's just really cool just walking around just seeing stuff that's from a completely other different side of the planet. I ended up going in there was just for some sauce for some egg rolls. It came with like 3 different sodas, 2 bags of chips, and then like a bag of candy. And I ended up coming back in the office, like, hey guys, just found all this random like all these random really really cool snacks. Shared it with them. Was easily killed probably about 45 minutes talking about where these stuff it came from, just talk about the different flavors and how various it was, how different it is from stuff here in America. Like that's just another really really great way to just go out there and broaden your palette. Like I'm saying to go and find and categorize what it is that you enjoy doing. But oftentimes I feel like we usually once you do find that box, once you do find that niche, don't just stick inside of it as well. Because whenever I first found my niche, I thought it was just playing video games, stayed inside and just doing that. Then I found out just in like field trips, just in like going out and playing basketball games. I was like, man, I'd look at other people while we're driving in the bus and was driving through downtown. Like, man, that looked like that'd be fun. So all those times you may have been driving with your parents, may have been driving to a basketball game, maybe been sitting there on a field trip, just maybe driving to school, and you just looked outside and you saw something that said, man, that looks fun. Man, I wish I could be doing that right now instead of doing school. Well, if you're a college student, or even if you're an adult, if you have a free weekend, go out there and find that thing. Find that thing that you said that you wish you could do whenever you were 16, whenever you didn't have a car, whenever you didn't have the money. What was it? Go out there and find that thing. Make those journeys, make those experiences. Because once you find those things about for yourself, you're going to be able to bring so much more to other people's lives and enrich them so much more. Because I can't tell you how many times that I've been brought into someone else's life, and they've invited me to do something of theirs, and it completely changed my paradigm.
All right.
Completely shifted the way that I saw, just overall enjoyment in doing random activities. So was go out there, try new things, find your niche. Once you find your niche, go out there, expand and broaden. Because you found the thing that you like. Now it's time to taste some other different foods out there too.
That's excellent. We always say, people wonder, well, what can I do to get to know, this class of people or this culture, whatever. You just gave them some examples. You have to go out there and see the things that they like, the foods they eat, and all of this, and you will learn so much. You can't just stay in a little hole and isolate yourself, because you're going to be the same way you were 10 years ago. So that is some excellent information. Thank you for sharing.
No problem at all.
So thank you so much. I always get a lot of information that helps me when you come on. So I know everyone on here received a lot of information. RJ and I thank you so much for taking the time out on your Tuesday to come out and share with us, because you could have been doing anything else. So thank you so much. Now I have some events that are coming up. Of course, I will be on Saturday. As always, and this Saturday it will be Anastasia and I on Real Talk. We talk about real topics. We are real friends, and so we talk about those things that are down to earth. So tune in at 9:30 a.m. for us, and I am super excited about this next event. So hold on to your hats.
Build Your Best Life with Coach Deborah D. Smith invites you to the annual Mothers and Sons Seminar. That will be held Monday, May 2nd to Thursday, May 5th, at time 6:30 p.m. EST, each night on Facebook and YouTube. Our special guests include Denise and Henry Dinkins, Jocelyn, and Damian Charles, Anita, and Ticarius Cummings, Nickena Bryant, and Jamarcus Smith. This will be a time of equipping, motivation, and inspiration. For more information, visit now www.buildyourbestlife.org.
So yes, please join us starting May the 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I cannot wait, because this will be my 3rd year, but this year we're doing something a little different. We have the mothers and sons having a dialogue together each night. So it's going to be amazing. So please put this on your calendar and join us. Remember, your life is what you make of it. Please follow my basic principles and start changing your life. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. RJ, do you have anything you want to share with us before we leave?
So what was it? I would actually have one point to sum up, right? I think you brought together a great point to say, what was it? If you want to go and find out what groups that you want to get into, you got to really immerse yourself in that culture. So there's a great man that actually told me at another leadership summit. Actually, he had told me this, right? You attract what you become. You attract what you are. So if you truly do, if you're sitting there wondering, oh man, I want to have more people from this culture. Oh man, I'm wondering, how I can hang out with more elevated people, or even if you're not looking to hang out with more like, more like business centered people. If you're looking to hang out with more people who take me for example, right? More people who like watching anime. You have to go out there and you have to find some of those conventions. You have to go out there and just talk to some of those people. So you have to really immerse yourself into that culture, and really have to accept it and wear it on you, right? So just pretty much to sum it all up again, you attract what you are, you attract what you become.
Awesome. You heard it from RJ. Building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed, stay safe, and enjoy your week.